Yeah.
Really?
Hey, welcome.
Welcome.
Jimmy.
Perfectly imperfect. I warned them. I warned them to stay in there. And at 8 o'clock, it's like everybody wants to be right here.
Oh, welcome everybody. If you're watching this after the fact, we're glad that you are taking the time to see what we're doing here. Um, we are bastards of
Sass.
the
Sorry, I was trying to find all of my notes, Sarah. See, I had all of this prepared and it just never seems to work out that way.
I
Welcome
have
to
mine too.
Sass.
No. Yeah, so
We are just two normal women trying to do a live for our group called S.A.S.S. We are
yep.
Sisters Against Secret Shame. Sarah and I both agreed a couple months ago that we wanted to do something to help other women. When we started this process, we really didn't know what was going to happen or where it was going to end up, but here we are doing our first live, and welcome. So, anyway, I'm going to try to find my notes and then we will get started. Guys, I tell you what, when you think you got it together, you realize you really don't. It just doesn't happen for me. The organization
Right.
skills, I am with that. So,
Right. We're
anyway.
just really determined to find a way to connect. Even if we can't physically be together and hug you guys and love on you guys, if you're whether you live around here or you live far away, we want to find a way that we can really connect with you, especially during this time where we have to stay in our house. And I just think it's really great that we have an opportunity to do this. Hey, Poker Buster, thanks for being here tonight. So we're going to talk a little bit for a few minutes. If you want to throw in some things in the comments about how you're handling the coronavirus.
Oh, my Lord. Okay. I am ready, girls. Okay. How we are handling the coronavirus. That's who. Okay, so let's can we talk about, Sarah, just for a second, some shameful things that we've done or not done during this whole. Let me just say, okay, no, I suffer with depression. So taking a bath every 3 to 4 days is kind of the norm for me. You know, it's kind of like I have to force myself to do it sometimes. But it's like this coronavirus is giving me like a free pass to just like not do anything at all. So I went to the store the other day just to try to get some flushable wipes because we were starting to run out of toilet paper. We walk in there and I
Hi,
come
Norman.
out.
Thanks for joining. Right.
Hello. See you over there. He's such a good supporter. I love him. So even if it's just me, you, and Norm, we are going to do this, girl. So I go to the store to get some TP or flushable wipes or whatever it is. And I get home and Norm's like, "Do you have Jason Momoa in a headlock? Like, what is going on? What is coming out of your armpit?" I had like I had like a 5 foot length like arm hair. I mean like armpit hair. I hadn't shaved in like forever. And here I am walking into the store like, "What's up?" And I got hair like coming down my, under my arm, and I'm like, okay, that's a shame moment there, girl. So I had to go in there and shave it. And then it kind of defeated my whole purpose. Like I'm trying to start a quarantine in my own family. Like if I stink enough, maybe they'll stay 6 feet away. But it doesn't seem to be working very well. And I'm
Yeah,
quite convinced. Sorry, Sarah, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm actually quite convinced that maybe the coronavirus actually started here in this house.
I sure didn't. Hey, I saw the market where it started, and it was horrendous. Like
The
it was a
market.
live, yeah, it was a live somebody walking through the market where this happened. And I think the thing that shocked me the most was the dogs in cages and then the dead dogs that they were skinning. But oh God, it was terrible. I was
Yeah, I
like, no
saw that.
wonder.
I saw that.
Oh, it's terrible. But I think my biggest thing that's shamed me since this whole coronavirus thing came is that my brother's been in the hospital. He just went home yesterday from the hospital. And I haven't felt like I could serve my family in the way that I should because I'm taking this whole thing seriously. And I'm not sure they feel the same way about it. Like, I feel like maybe they are like, she's being a bad daughter and a bad sister and like not helping out at all. And I'm usually the one that does that stuff. And so it makes me feel sad. Like, I feel like I should be doing that, but then I shouldn't be doing that. And it's been difficult for me to not feel like I'm being a bad sister and a bad daughter, that I'm not helping out like I should. But then at the same time, I feel like my responsibility is to stay home and make this stuff not spread. I just don't
Right.
think that we're on the same page with that. So I feel like they probably think badly of me right now. But he did go home yesterday, so that's good news. He was in the hospital for a couple of weeks, but he went home yesterday. So at least he's there. At least he's home and not in the hospital anymore.
And I think a lot of people are dealing with that guilt of not being able to see their family, you
Yeah.
know. And like my mother called me the other day and she's like, "You haven't checked up on your elderly parents." And I'm like,
Hi,
well,
Marie.
I didn't have an answer. I was like, I'm sorry. I will try to do better at that, you know. And you guys aren't going out, are you? And she's like, no, we're getting really bored. So, but yeah, I felt bad because I hadn't checked on them as much as I probably should have.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this has been unprecedented. I mean, I don't think any of us have ever experienced anything like this in our lifetime. You know, and I'm hoping we will never experience another thing like this in our lifetime. Because
Right.
I've aged probably 10 years in the last week, I'm telling you. And the food binging, I mean, it's like the other day, my daughter at 9 o'clock in the morning, she's like, Mom, can I have some Cheetos? And I'm like, I'm so over it at this point. I'm like, yeah, pour some milk in it, make some Captain Crunch. I don't care. Just get out of my face. You know, it's like, I'm
Oh,
over it at this point. Over it. Eat the Cheetos at 9. I don't care. Just get on your homework. Well, honey, thank you for that, but nobody's on yet. So we're
yeah. Maria's here. She's
Yes,
talking to you.
Maria. Which Maria?
Marie Casey.
Hi, hello, Maria. Hi, how are you, honey? Why am I not seeing this? I would have totally spoke to you if I'd known you were in here. Maria, Maria. Don't make me start singing that song now. Maria, Maria. I love you,
Oh,
honey. I am so glad you're here with us. Are you as bored as we are? Getting those carpet orders in? I tell you what, I'd love nothing more, and I shouldn't probably not even say this, Maria, but I would love nothing more to have to extend my unemployment for United. But we're going to not go there.
oh,
So, Maria, I'm going to let you respond, Maria, here in just a second. Our next topic that we had for discussion, and I've got it right here, is what's one thing that when you went to the store, okay, so we know toilet paper is scarce right now. Okay, we know that. But what is one thing that maybe you went to the store to try to get and it wasn't there?
butter,
Butter?
butter.
What are people doing with butter? Are they
David
sliding
said,
around the house in it? What are they doing with that?
he
Putting on some ice skates and just
went to 3 stores to get butter.
butter, like parquet butter, margarine parquet butter.
I can see your
What?
comments. I don't think Sharon can.
I can't. For some reason, I can't, Marie. I feel so alone.
It's Marie, not Maria. Okay.
Maria,
she
Maria.
she
And
says green
it drives
beans.
me.
She wasn't able to find green beans. You know what? Same thing for me. We went to Costco, no green beans. Walmart, no green beans.
Mine was ramen noodles. For okay, now I know they're cheap. I get it, people. But where you health nuts been? Like y'all haven't been ordering these ramen noodles. Y'all ain't been trying to feed your family new ramen noodles. Come on now. Y'all been trying to be organic. Okay. And now y'all are eating up all my ramen noodles. We're not healthy up in this house. We eat ramen
I bought
noodles.
ramen noodles.
You don't like ramen noodles?
No, I bought ramen noodles too.
So you're one of the ones that you're hoarding the ramen noodles.
No, I
I
just
knew
bought
it.
one. I bought one box. Wasn't me. I
I will.
promise, wasn't me.
I will throw some rotel in there, honey, and I will make it like a 5-star dish. I'm talking like ramen noodle. I mean, like rotel, some chicken. We
Look,
making some
I spent
ramen
30
noodles.
days in jail long time ago. Okay. I spent 30 days in jail for contempt of court. And that was the only thing I could eat.
You could on your phone, you can see the comments.
You can see the comments on my YouTube.
On your phone.
On my we got a breakthrough, girls. I think I might be able to see the comments if I go to the YouTube, which.
On your phone, just.
Well, that's going to be a Christmas miracle if I can find that.
Well, I was gonna wait. It's gonna make.
But I'm not gonna. We're not gonna break up the show for me to try to see comments. So, what?
Hey Norm, grab her phone and go to
Trying to get all
YouTube
frisky.
or go to her Facebook and click the link.
Why am I sweating in here? Am I going through like? Was it like Corona and like midlife crisis? Just all at once. I'm sweating like.
Marie,
Marie,
what
did you
the
catch my
heck is
Jason Momoa
hominy?
comment?
Wait. Hey, will you tell me what hominy is? Is that like grits?
Who is it?
Marie, she said, now I just want everything I don't normally want. Hominy, for example. I don't know what hominy is. What is it? Is it like grits?
I love hominy. I love hominy. Do you even know what? Do you know what? Do you even have you ever had it? No. Okay. It is corn, but white. Right, Marie? It's like a white corn with like a little in the middle. It's an acquired taste. You either love it or you hate it. You either love it or you hate it. I love hominy. I could eat some hominy right now, actually.
You're educating me, Marie.
See, I feel like I'm missing this whole conversation. Like, here I am, the third wheel, and I'm in the show.
Oh.
We will get this figured out, Marie. And thank you for being here because we have so many fans trying to get in here. And, but anyway, we hope this will grow. Hopefully more people will start joining us later as we get our name out there. And if it doesn't, if it's just me, you, and Marie, I don't care.
Yeah, I'm having fun. Are you?
I miss my Marie. Oh, honey, everybody at my work knows I was crazy, Sarah. Everybody knew it. And I tried to keep this crazy, like, professional. And there's only so much you can do there. You just.
I would love to meet you, Marie.
I love me some Marie. So next thing we were going to talk about is homeschool versus homeschool. Sarah actually homeschools. She is very good at it. She is very patient. She knows what she's doing. And then you've got me. So when they threw this mess, can you hear my husband stomping across the house? Like, is that Bigfoot or what? Okay. So they threw this on us and they were like, only 2 weeks, just follow the instructions. So I start following the instructions. And then we get a call like 2 days ago. They're like, April 30th. I'm like, how did I go from like a stripper to this? Like, my kids are going to have stories for days when they tell their grandparents. Like, my mom was a blah, 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 blah. And then she had to homeschool me. So here we are trying to homeschool our children.
Yep.
And yeah, that's where we're at right now.
Well, I homeschool like for the normal. And here's what I have found from talking to people who are doing this for the first time is that schooling your kids at home via the information they're giving you is not the same as homeschooling. And here's why. Not that I don't have great respect for you guys, but I have the ability to pick and choose what my kids are doing. I've picked out their curriculum. So it's something that I love and I think is great. And then I can go through and say, you know what? We're not going to do that assignment. It takes way too many materials, or I just don't think it's necessary. I have that ability. You guys don't have that as schooling at home. The information that you're being given from the teachers is, here's this huge packet of work, or here's this huge amount of work. Make sure your kids do it. and you don't have the ability to say, I don't really think you need that, so don't do it. And for me, I do. We pick and choose things we do. I mean, gosh, this curriculum I'm using has a ridiculous amount of projects and writing it, things. And if I did every project in that curriculum, which don't get me wrong, they're great, but if I did every project in that curriculum, it would cost me hundreds of dollars, and our school day would end up being 10 hours a day. So we just leave it out. And I feel fine doing that because I know that I'm getting all the basics in, all the most important stuff in. So guys, don't be so hard on yourselves.
Oh God.
That's what I want to say. If you got kids and you're doing this, don't be so hard on yourselves. They are going to be fine.
Are you serious right now? Okay. The teacher today, okay, she sends me this email. She's like, you did the wrong assignment. You're going to have to redo 3 of them. And I was like, I emailed her back. I was like, listen, I said, I'm going to tell you right now. I said, I'm getting ready to have a mental breakdown. Let me know exactly what you want me to do, and we will do it. And so the next comment back to me was, don't worry about it. Like, she knew, like, telepathically that I was getting ready to completely lose my you-know-what. Like, here, and I messaged her back. I said, you know what, honey? I said, you just made my day. I said, you have no idea how you just made my day. I said, I said, I may or may not have just had a mental breakdown with my children. I said, and you made my day. And we figured it out. But I think they understand that we, I dropped out of college for psychology. Can you imagine me being a psychologist? Really? Hello, my name is Sharon. Can I help you with your problems?
Yes, I can.
No.
So we should go back to school together to be counselors, you and me. Let's do it.
We should. I need to do something. What? Oh, there's my makeup girls. Yeah, I've got on my tan makeup. See that right there? I'm not tan. I just wanted to look tan on here. So, so anyway, yeah. So that's been a disaster. The kids hate me. I basically, held a butter knife to my daughter's throat the other day. I'm like, "Am I the best teacher you've ever had?" And she's like, "Yes, Mom, yes."
Of course, you're the best teacher she's ever had. You're awesome.
Marie, I hope, I just saw your comment, honey. I sure hope that we can help you shatter some of this shame, honey. I do. That is the whole purpose of what we're trying to do is we want women to feel like we can just show up, be who we are, and society be damned. We do not have to fit in the mold that we are supposed to look a certain way, be a certain way, act a certain way. That, God, I do struggle with God, I'll admit, but I do believe in the core of my inner being that I do believe there is a God, okay? And I do believe that God created us in his own image, but I also believe that he created us uniquely. And like Sarah said in our introduction video, we all have a unique gift that God has blessed us with. And for years, I have hidden who I am because I'm crazy. I cannot hide it anymore. I cannot. It is who I am to my very core. And did you hear that? I think the dog just died. I've had to threaten dogs and the husband and the kids just so I can have a minute so we can talk. But anyway, I do believe that God has made a purpose for all of us. And the things that have brought me shame, one of the things is that I feel like sometimes I'm too much. That I overwhelm people. People don't understand me. That I'm just so sometimes too crazy. And I try to tone it down sometimes. And I for my whole life really, I've tried to tone it down. And if I think at the core of everything, Marie, we all just want to feel like we're understood. And that we're loved just the way we are and the way that God made us. And we shouldn't have to change who we are to our core, to our soul, for approval, for God's love, to be accepted in the church, to be accepted anywhere. You know, and I think and I don't know if you've seen my video, but I think at the core of all of this is I just wanted someone to say, you are loved just the way you are. Be crazy. You know, be
Right.
you. And that's okay. But anyway, so we're getting off a little topic, but I just wanted to let you know I see you, Marie, and I love you, and I want you to know that here your stories are safe. We want you to find that freedom that we are working towards, and I'm getting dangerously close to not caring. I really am. But
That's not necessarily a bad thing. Hey, just so you know, also, Marie, that we want to share not just our own stories, but we want other people to have the opportunity to do the same. And I know that you
yes,
said that you hope you would be able to speak out. So, anybody who has a story who's watching this after the fact, or anybody who has a story that you'd like to share, you'd like to get the opportunity to speak out about the things that you've dealt with in your life, then go ahead and email us your story or what you'd like to share at sistersagainstSecretShame@gmail.com. You can email a video, you can email, you can write it, you can do it anonymously. Just let us know that you'd rather it be anonymously. You can send a picture or a meme that means a lot to you, whatever. But go ahead and email us at sistersagainstSecretShame@gmail.com. It's across the bottom of the screen, anytime. And we will be picking a story to share every Sunday for Share a Story Sunday. Okay. So please join in on that. And like I said, if you're not ready to say who you are, if you don't want to videotape it and show people your face, that is totally okay. You're more than welcome to email it anonymously. Also, if you'd like for us to share a video or like for us to share your story and let people know who you are, get an opportunity to just step out from underneath that, please do that. I think it's going to be a great thing to recognize that we're not the only ones that have dealt with this, that pretty much every woman deals with it. Probably everybody deals with it in one way or another. I mean, gosh, there have been a million things in my life that have made me feel not good enough, which is what I feel like shame does, is it makes you feel like you're not good enough, that you're less than, you're not worthy. And I think every one of us has been there. And it could be from, I'm not a very good cook, or I'm not proud of the way that I parent, to, stuff like,
I dream too much, maybe. Oh.
that it could be addiction, it could be child molestation, it could be abuse in your relationships. Gosh, guys, there's so much stuff, and I want you all to feel like this is a safe place to share, because what we want to do is encourage you that you are enough. And even with all your imperfections, I think one of the things that we talked about, and I know this is not on our list, but one of the things that we talked about was having the ability to laugh at our imperfections. And that's what we want to learn to do, is laugh at our imperfections.
And like, I'm sitting here staring at this right here. I know you can see it. You guys can sit here and act like you don't see it all.
Hi, Mandy.
That right there, that is like the biggest quarantine zit you've ever seen in your life. That is from 7. Why do you sound like Bigfoot? It's like a love you, but
hi, Mandy.
There are people
here.
coming on.
Yeah, good to see you. Mindy is the great pictures on our website. Thank you. Mindy, I'm kind of with you on not thinking twice about it. See, I homeschool every day, and my husband works from home a whole lot. So honestly, it's not a lot different for me, except that I can't find stuff at the grocery store.
Marie, yeah, it's me, Marie, and Sarah. Mindy, hello.
Mindy's here.
Hello, Mindy. I'm glad that my sister supports me. She won't read a thing I post. Will not read nothing I post, but I knew video might work. Hello. So, what was our next subject, Sarah? What were we going to talk about?
Connection. We were going to talk about connection, how to get there under normal circumstances. Why is connection so hard to find? And why are women programmed to compare ourselves?
Why are we programmed to compare ourselves? That is a really good question, but I have done it my entire life. Do you know? Okay, so now Mindy knows me, my sister Marie, and Sarah. My sister knows me. I grew up, um, basically. I compare myself from when I was little till now. I mean, it has been a process to get through that, and I mean, it got so bad, I had to apologize to one of her best friends because I would not allow her to come to my wedding and take pictures of me and my new husband at our wedding because I felt that she was too pretty to come to my wedding and take my video, my pictures. And I know a lot of that could be pre-programmed, that as girls we're pre-programmed to look at the magazines, the media and TV. You're supposed to look a certain way, put your
Right.
makeup on a certain way.
Right.
But I think a lot of mine did come from my abusive marriage. He would always make me feel like other women were prettier than me. He would always say, I can, do, I can get with her and hurt you. So a lot of things came from that. But I had to apologize to Minnie's friend because I was like, no, she cannot come to my wedding. She's too pretty. And my new husband that I'm getting ready to marry might possibly leave me for her because she's taking my pic. Come on. It was craziness. But I think, and I think I'm the extreme when you talk about 1 to 10 on like extremities in that way where we compare ourselves. I think I'm probably a 10 in that respect. And I've really worked hard on that. I've really worked hard on it. And now I can actually say, she's beautiful. Like, she's beautiful. And I try not to compare myself because it has made a deep wreck in my life. I'm not going to lie. It's, I am. My husband's sitting there saying, let Sarah talk. You're shaming me. Shaming me from
The
across the
truth,
room.
the truth is that I've, even in this process, I've compared myself to Sharon 100 times. Like, she's prettier than me, and she's better at this than me, and da 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 da. It's just almost like wired into our DNA, and it's something we have to make a conscious effort to stop doing. The fact is that me and Sharon are different. That we have different strengths. We both have strengths. We just have different strengths. We have different things that get us fired up or whatever. But the great thing is that we do also have a common desire and goal in mind. So, it is the challenge, though, not to compare yourself to other people, but we have to remember that we all have something unique, and you need to find and embrace the thing that is unique about you. I think a lot of what keeps us from connecting, and I'd like to talk about this, Sharon, is the walls that we put up.
I have to laugh for a minute, Sarah. My sister's
Okay.
like, I can't stand that I can't talk. And I love it.
I'm not seeing that. Where is it? Oh,
That I can't stand not to talk. And I've loved, Mindy, you know what? That's perfect, Sarah. Did you know that we can actually bring you on here and you can talk? We can send you a link and you can actually join us in the conversation. Are you wanting to do it? Minnie's like checking the mirror. She's like, oh, maybe I should have said anything.
oh,
No, Sarah and I were just talking about that today. I'm sorry, Sarah. I did not mean to cut you off just there.
no,
I
it's
certainly
okay.
did, didn't I?
It's
I
okay.
just did that.
I'm
That is
glad
that
that,
is an imperfection, guys. I am horrible at my mind sometimes jumps from one place to another. And then when I have a thought, I feel like I need to say it right then and there or I forget it. And I don't mean to cut you off at all, Sarah.
no,
I'm so sorry.
listen, it's all good. But
But
what I was saying was that I think that a lot of the reason that we don't connect with other folks and build that true community, it has to do with these walls we put up to keep from getting hurt. And in that process, we also keep from receiving the love that people are giving, because when you put a wall right here, nothing can go either way. Like, you're
right.
saying, okay, I'm not going to let you hurt me because I'm going to put up this wall right here, but you're also not letting them love you because you've got a wall there keeping that from coming in. So yeah, it's risky. I get that. It's totally risky, but I think that's at the heart of the reason that a lot of people our age anyway, because we've already been through so much hurt and betrayal, that we're like, nope, not going to let that happen again? What do you think?
Oh, hurt and betrayal. I mean, I could write a book. I mean, I could write a book. When actually, when Sarah and I just became friends again, well, we've been friends, but I had a girls' trip. Marie, I invited you. Mindy, you were there. You know how it went. Um, I wanted connection, and I planned this thing for 3 months. And my best friend, supposedly, Marie, you even talked to her on the phone. Um, my best friend supposedly was going to come. She ended up not coming, and it got nasty. So, needless to say, at the end of this, I felt really vulnerable, really exposed. In the middle of losing my job that I had worked for 4 years, in the middle of, I mean, it wasn't just losing my job, guys. It was a disaster. I mean, I lost my job. I lost what I thought was my best friend, and then everything. And why are you doing that to me? He is shaming me from across the room. I'm going to divorce you by the end of this quarantine. I'm telling you right now. I'm getting ready to sign papers. But I felt very taken advantage of and very abused. And when Sarah reached out to me and said, "Let's do this," I was like, "Okay, let's do it." And we have struggled with some things. I'm not going to lie. We have a lot in common, but we have a lot of differences in our personalities. And that has been a struggle. But we made a promise to each other at the beginning of this whole thing that no matter what, we were going to have fun, and we were never going to let this become better than or more than our friendship. Period. We will cut the plug on this before we will lose our friendship. And that promise has meant the world to me. And
Yep.
I know that we both have that purpose to help other
Yep.
women.
Yep. Hey, yes, we can. I don't know. I don't know,
Hello.
but
Who's
welcome.
here?
Glad to have you. Yes, we can.
Who's here?
Yes, we can. That's the name. Yes, we can.
Oh, yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Glad to have you here. Um, yeah, I think that not only our friendship, but one of the things that ends friendships often is that we don't appreciate the uniqueness of individuals. And I'm seeing that so much in our relationship, even, but recognizing that some of the times we will think, okay, yeah, I'm not going to be able to connect with that person. And it's just because that person is different and has different gifts and different things that they're strong at. And here's the thing: when we have somebody in a relationship with somebody who's different from us, it gives us the opportunity to learn from them and appreciate that uniqueness that they have. And that's part of being out from under shame is, you know, recognizing the fact that, hey, this is what I bring to the table. Yeah, I've been through this. I've been through drug addiction. I've been through abuse. I've been through a lot of horrible things. But you know what I can bring to the table because of that? You could shame me for that if you wanted to, but what I can bring to the table because of that is a level of compassion for people who've made bad decisions out of pain that they've been in, a level of compassion for people who just don't know where to go from here. I feel like, that I have a unique ability because of the things that previously did cause me shame. And I think Sharon is the same way. She's got certain things she's been through. If you watched her story on YouTube, if you haven't, please go do it. I think it will bless you. But there are certain things that she has been through which give her the ability to be able to help others or relate, even just relate to other people as a result of it.
And my inner star wants to come out all the time. I did not mean for that to happen. See, it just happened. But no, I think though that part of my shame walk is that that a lot of people cannot relate to me because I have made a lot of crazy choices. And when I tell people I used to do this and I used to do this and this happened, that has brought me a lot of private private shame. It's kept me from being able to reach out and be friends. That was one of the number one reasons I never reached out to people from Northside, that I never reached out to old past friends. It's that I didn't feel like anybody could relate to me, because I mean, when you're talking 1 to 100, if you can, on a scale of 1 to 100, I'm probably about a 99 when it comes to choices and things that I got involved in. So a lot of people can't relate to that, but what they can relate to is feeling like they can't tell people certain things. And, you know, um, if I can tell my story, then I know you can tell your story.
Yep.
I mean, if I can make someone else feel better because of all the crazy stuff I did, if I can help one person that's in abuse, or one person that, may have, had an addiction problem, or one person that had a sex addiction problem, or one person that had a drinking problem, I've done it all. I can help that
Yep.
one person not feel so bad about that one thing they may have done because
Yep.
I've done it all. And if, like I said, I believe in God. And I believe that if he can love me through all of that, and he can show me grace and mercy through all of that, and allow me in my family, but if I can see my sister, I need to have her on at some point.
Later, but
She's seen the entire metamorphosis of when I went from point A to where I am right now, and she will tell you that if you had said 6 years ago, I'm sorry, this may get emotional, but if you had said 6 years ago that I'd be sitting on this live right now, and maybe we have 3 people, maybe we have 10, maybe 20 people, but if you had said 6 years ago that I'd be sitting right here doing this right now, I would have laughed at you. She would have laughed at you. There's no way Sharon will ever do that. She won't go find a job. She won't get off the couch. She won't talk to people. She won't leave the house. And the fact that I'm sitting here and that we're doing what we're doing is God. And like I said, I struggle with God, but I have to say that that's God, because there's no way I
Yep.
could have done
I
this alone.
agree.
But anyway, sorry, I'm getting a little emotional. You see a little emotional in my eyes. But anyway, I'm letting Sarah talk. Damn him for shaving me every 5 minutes. Sorry, Sarah.
No, I talked for a long time. You are
Sorry.
fine. You are absolutely fine. You're better at this than me. But yeah, so what we want to do is start to create community. Mindy and Marie and Yes We Can and whoever's here and all the other people that watch after we do this. Our heart's desire is to create connection with one another. And I think that begins with being vulnerable and honest. And that's not always easy. Um, but we want you to feel like this is a safe place. I again put our email address up at the bottom of the screen. If you'd like to share your story, either anonymously or if you'd like to record a video, we will be sharing a story every Sunday on Share a Story Sunday. So please feel free to email that to us. We would love to hear it. I just wanted to let you know that that was there again.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want you guys to feel like you can, like, I don't want it to be just about me and Sarah. We're gonna bring other people on. I'm gonna have we're gonna try to do some skits. We're gonna do some funny stuff. I'm gonna try to get my sister to get on. I know she's the extrovert. She's wanting to talk, and I'm gonna get her on sometime. We want to do more fun things. We don't want this to always be serious and about shame. I mean, we do want it to be about shame, but at the same time, we don't want it to be all about shame all the time, because we want to have fun. We want to show that there is life after shame, that you don't have to always live in this serious depression and sadness and darkness all the time, that there's life after shame. And I'm working on it. Sarah's working on it. And one thing we want to reiterate is that we are not probably at the same place in our journey, and that is okay.
Yep.
And that is one thing that's been a struggle, but that's okay. I am so dangerously close. It is. I'm so close to saying I don't care what people think. And then again, our personalities are different. And she was like, Sharon,
Yep.
I think what was it? The word you said, Sarah? I think our Facebook, what was it?
Our
Is different.
social media habits are totally different.
Mindy gives me a
I'm,
hard time all the time. She's like, "Would you stop posting? You are getting on my nerves." She's like, "You overpost." That is me. I am an oversharer.
I've never shared anything personal on Facebook, and I've never joined a live ever in my life. And I rarely watch a video that's longer than 3 minutes. and but I do read memes, and I do read even long blogs that really are touching. So here's the thing: I love that, and Sharon loves the videos and the live, and we're going to find a middle ground that reaches the people like me and the people like her. We're going to work really hard to do that. By the way, Yes We Can is Angel, and we're glad to have you here, Angel.
Hey, Angel.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you so much, Angel. Thank you, Angel. I don't want to out Angel, but Angel and I have been friends for a long time. Angel has known me since. I'm not gonna out you. I'm just gonna say a long time, and we've been through a lot together, and we just reconnected after 20 years, almost 20 years. Um, and she's seen me. She's seen the change too. She's seen me go from the jealous, insecure girl. We had fights about that. I would get mad because some guy liked her instead of me. And so she's seen me metamorphose. So this has been like a long process to get where I am right now, and I know Sarah has gone through a long process too. But that's what we want you guys to be able to like. If I know some of you have not even started this process, and it's a daunting task to know that I've got all this like right here and I don't even know what to do with all of it. And it just weighs you down and you don't know what to do with all this. It's in here. And what I'm telling you is that it is a long, hard process, but we are here for you. We know that it can be done. I am living, Sarah is living, walking proof that it can be done,
Yep.
that you can defeat those voices. No, I'm not saying that you don't have to fight against them every day. But what I am saying is that you can defeat those voices and you can better your life and you can walk away from shame and not have to live in it and sit in
Right.
it every day.
Yep.
And you can build friendships, you can build connections, and no matter who's hurt you or you feel like has destroyed you, it it can be fixed or it can be worked
Yep.
on and you can make it better. So anyway.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Um,
Right.
hey,
Hey, I like my
Amanda.
ring. Hello, it keeps blinging at me. I'm sorry. I had a little
Thanks for
shout out from
joining us,
Norman.
Amanda. I can't see you here in the comments, but that's okay. I just wanted to tell you thank you for being here.
Hey, Amanda, how are you? Amanda is my anxiety girl. Okay, so you should have seen us trying to go to Vegas in the airline. Okay, so of all people, okay, both of us anxiety like all the time. So Amanda and I are going to Vegas together, and we get to the airport like 3 hours early because we're like they're gonna quarantine us. They're gonna go through they're gonna go through our bras and our panties. They're gonna check us for every orifice. We're prepared. We're there 3 hours early, and we get to the airport, guys. And I kid you not, it was like I cannot make this up. It was the Boy Scouts of America. All are flying home from the convention, so there's like I kid you not, there was 50, and they were in the Charlotte. I think the convention was in Charlotte. It was like 50,000 Boy Scout people leaving the city of Charlotte that day, and we are in the line trying to go to Vegas, and me and we're sweating like I'm sweating right now. We're sweating profusely, and we didn't even know if we were gonna make our flight. So Amanda is my anxiety queen. I love you, Amanda. Thank you for being here. And we'll talk about anxiety on a different video. That's a whole nother topic.
Well, we're going to talk about any anxiety that the coronavirus has triggered. Whoops. You told me, you picked the topic.
Oh, do you want me to start? Do you want me to start the anxiety thing? Because I can start that. I got you on the anxiety. My anxiety is that I'm going to gain 500 pounds. And I'm not kidding you. I just went through bariatric surgery 2 years ago. And, I can eat, I have to eat in much smaller portions. But now that I'm stuck at home 24 hours a day, I'm eating smaller portions like every 30 minutes. So I'm gonna end up gaining every bit of this weight, but they're gonna have to do a revision. Like I'm gonna have to write Trump, like Trump, hello, I need a stimulus package on the bariatric revision because I'm gonna gain weight back. I'm sitting here right now, and pants are getting tight. They're getting tight. And let's face it, comfort food is not salad. Okay, it is pasta, it is rice, it is bread, it is anything but healthy. And that's not what I'm going for right now. You know. I don't know, Sarah. What's your shame or anxiety?
I think, like I said, it's been a lot. It's been life has been pretty normal for me because we homeschool. David works from home a
Right.
lot, and so not a lot has changed. I think the hardest thing for me has been the fact that you can't find the things that you need, frustration with people who have hoarded it, and there's not really any good reason for that. Um, and just an aggravation at the fact that, you know, I have to go to 4 or 5 stores to get what I need. And, what do we do if we can't find it? And there's no real good reason for that. Like, I can't understand for the life of me why everybody's buying toilet paper and paper towels. Like, the coronavirus doesn't even include diarrhea. I mean, let's be real. Why does everybody need toilet paper? I don't understand. I mean, I'm good right now. Not because I went and stocked up. We just have enough for the time being. But when I do need it, am I going to be able to get it? Because everybody's freaked out over toilet paper.
Well, if you need it, I will put the toilet paper at the end of the driveway, and you can come get it. You know what? That is the problem with me right now. Okay, like I've always been an introvert. This quarantine mess is killing me. That I can't go out and like socialize. And this it's the star is wanting to come out, girls. It's wanting to come out. I'm bored. I mean, me and Sarah were gonna come up with a what was it, Sarah? We were gonna come up with a cheer at Northside. I was like S.A.S.S. SAS, 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 SAS. Right?
Right.
Oh, okay. Never mind. We're that bored. But I
So,
was like, we got to come up with something catchy. Well, we need something catchy, girls.
right. Mindy says she's having softball and baseball anxiety.
Oh, well, I
Is
know
that
her
because your
kids are.
kids can't go, Mindy? All my kids' stuff has been canceled. Their
Yeah.
gymnastics, they were a part of a dance program. They have prepared 2 dances all year long, and they were supposed to go to competition last weekend, and they didn't get to go. It was canceled because of that. They've worked all year for this competition, and now they didn't get to go, which is really sad. Next weekend, there was supposed to be their recital, and that's canceled as well. So I totally feel you. That is sad, for me that they have had to cancel all their regular activities and don't get to see their regular friends and all that kind of stuff. So I feel you there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, I took my daughter out of gymnastics like 3 months ago because she made me mad one night. So I mean, I did have her I did have her in gymnastics. I did have her in gymnastics. I was trying to be a good mom, and then she made me mad. I was like, I didn't know what to do with her at that point because she doesn't respond well to any kind of discipline at this point. Okay, so I had to basically say, done, no gymnastics. So I feel bad that she hasn't been able to do that for 3 months, but that's kind of been in the works. But Wyatt was in the middle of his basketball. Like he was in the middle of his basketball where he had like, a couple more games and then he would have his competition. So he was so upset. So I get it. I get it. I don't mean to digress, but I had like a mouse literally run like from one side of my kitchen to the other, like right now. That just happened.
Hey,
What?
Flo.
Yes,
Thanks for
right here.
joining
I
us.
give up.
Glad to
Who's
have you
here?
here. Flo?
Who is it?
Flo?
Hello? Hello?
FLO. Glad you're here.
We
Can
are so glad you're here.
Who is it?
you
I don't
imagine
know.
having a senior right now that's missing prom and graduation and
Oh
all that
gosh.
kind of stuff? That
Oh
is
my gosh.
crazy. Okay, it's Christina. She's on her daughter's
I
account.
can't see it. Let me.
Thank you for joining us. It's Christina, Sharon. Can you hear me?
Christina?
Yes. She's on her daughter's account, so she's here. So glad to have.
Glad to have you. Yes, I was just thinking the other day, like, can you imagine you finally get through 18 years of school? Now, when I graduated, I was so ready to get out of there. And can you even imagine going to Northside? Okay, Northside for 18 years or 12 years or whatever it is. You finally get to walk across that and you finally get there. And then they're like, we're going to have to send you on home. I mean, I cannot even imagine. And these poor kids won't that not that we had a prom, Sarah, but if we had had a prom,
Right.
okay.
Junior,
If we
senior.
had a
We had a
prom,
junior, senior banquet.
a banquet. Okay.
We
A banquet.
even got a message from a pastor during our prom, I say, telling us about not having sex before you're married. Guys, you really missed out if you didn't get that.
Sarah and I went to, okay, we might as well go ahead and talk about this, Sarah. While we are talking, we might as well talk about this. Okay. Sarah and I went to Northside, and Mindy knows Mindy did not experience the same thing that I did, but we all experienced Northside in a way as women or girls, let me say, where if like this right here, okay, let me just say, this, wrong arm, this is an erogenous zone. That is too
Do you
sexy.
remember
I
home
mean,
ec? You remember home ec where they talked about not wearing necklaces that hung down, down to
did
here
they
because it would
really?
draw attention to your
Oh,
breast?
so this would have been off limits.
Yeah, that's
Like that
drawing
would
attention to your breast, girl. You better take that off.
exactly. So so we went to Northside. It is a Christian school. I'm not really even sure what's going on with that place now. I have not been back since we
It's much
graduated.
different. It's much
Um,
different. When we went.
well, I've heard that they let women or girls wear, pants now.
Right,
It would have been
right.
a lot. It would have been really nice back in the day when I could have, put on some leggings or something and went to school and not, been so self-conscious. We had to wear like dresses and skirts that had to come to our knees. And Sarah and I were both cheerleaders, and we had to wear these skirts. I swear to God, that were like below our knee. And I like every time I would try to do a herky, my foot would get like I would do a herky, and my foot would get caught in the hem. Okay, and
Sharon, do you remember people throwing soda cans at us from the stands because we were so
they did
dorky?
not. They did not. Well,
And like
Sarah, I was only on the.
Charlotte Latin and Charlotte Christian, they threw soda cans at us.
Did they really? Well, I was only on the team for a year, Sarah. Remember, I didn't
Oh,
get
it was
chosen
terrible.
again. Oh yeah, because guess what? I was too boxy to look cute in those stupid skirts. I guarantee you that was what it was. I didn't
Nobody was
have
cute in those skirts. Nobody.
I didn't have the cute little hourglass. I was like a SpongeBob SquarePants in this skirt, and I didn't look cute in it. Because
Oh,
although I'm petite and although I'm short and petite, my body is not. It's not the cute little. It's a box. So in this skirt, I just didn't look right. I've got pictures to prove this, Sarah. It was
listen,
not pretty.
nobody looked good in that skirt, Sharon. Nobody.
We used to roll up our skirts, girls. We used to roll up our skirts, and when we go to Eastland Mall, it was in Charlotte. This is big mall that had like a skating rink, and all the kids would go and hang out at this thing. We would go there after a basketball game in our little skirt, and we would roll it up like around our waist because we just wanted it to be above our knee. We weren't trying to like show our coochie or anything. We just wanted it like above our knee, because it was like a maxi dress to our
Yes,
ankle, and
it
we
was.
just we wanted to look normal. I mean, and so we would roll it up. And then it was like it would. Sarah, if I'm lying, I'm dying. It would. It would draw more attention to that Like it was like, hello, like look at me. It's like and there was no way to do it without. Let me just say camel toe. Okay, that's what it looked like. It was bad, and we tried to be normal. We really tried to just fit in, and we just couldn't fit in. And so when we're digressing a little bit, but when we get back to high school, and the fact that kids now, like, I would have actually rejoiced if they said no more school, but some of these kids, poor kids, they just, they want to graduate with their class. They want to be able to have that beautiful memory. It would not have been my memory, but for other kids, I totally understand where that would have been. That would have been a horrible thing to
I
have to
think
go
it's
through.
really sad for those folks, but it is what it is, and they'll be able to talk about later on in life. They'll be able to talk about, yeah, I didn't have a graduation or a prom because we were stuck at home because of the coronavirus.
Well, I totally got off
Oh,
topic on that, Sarah. I totally got off on topic on that one.
no, it's totally
That,
okay.
that, that was a trigger point for me. I'm sorry. It was a Northside trigger point.
Oh,
And
no,
I'm
I hear
sure we
you.
will have Northside people join us later that will see this. I don't hate Northside. I really don't. Do I like it? No. I'll be honest. There was a lot of painful memories there. And I've had a lot of people, and I'm gonna be, you know what? I'm gonna be completely frank right now. I've had a lot of people reach out to me behind the scenes that have said, thank you. Thank you for saying what you said because I didn't know where all this was coming from. And I couldn't pinpoint it. I couldn't pinpoint why I'm feeling the way that I feel right now. Why I don't believe that God loves me. Why I don't believe in grace. Why I've spent the last 20 years of my life loathing myself. I didn't understand it. But now that you've said this, maybe I do now. I'm not saying I hate Northside. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that the atmosphere that we grew up in, where there was no grace, did a lot of damage, and you cannot deny it.
And
But
it's not just, it wasn't just Northside. I think that's common in the
right,
church, period.
right,
Because I grew up in church. I actually graduated from Northside and went to Bible college, and, was very involved in church after that. And I found that to be the case across the board, that there was more of a focus on the rules of Christianity than there was a relationship with somebody who gives grace and loves you despite your faults. And so I think that even people that have not experienced Northside like you and me can comprehend exactly what we're saying. You know, uh, we talked to a girl last night, or I didn't, but Sharon talked to a girl last night that got kicked out of her church because she was autistic. And they believed that was from the
evil.
devil. And if she had prayed hard enough, that she could overcome that. And I just feel like I have a close relationship with the Lord. He has brought me out of a whole lot of stuff, and I completely credit him for the fact that I am where I am today. But I also recognize the fact that some of the pain and some of the fact that I walked away from the Lord from a period of time was directly because of the fact that the church did not express grace for the circumstances or love no matter where you are. And that's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah. I mean, I cannot tell you how many times I heard, if you're not feeling happy, if you're not feeling the joy of the Lord, if you're not feeling this or that, then you are not walking with the Lord. You must not have a relationship with God. If you're feeling sadness, if you're feeling anger, I am bipolar. I have depression. I have all of that. I've dealt with this for my whole entire life. I didn't know. I thought there's something wrong with me, that I can't get close to God. That there's something innately wrong with me, that I can't feel that love and I can't feel that intense relationship with God. And it wasn't, it's that you're not walking, you're not trusting in God enough. You're not loving God enough. You're not asking. We are getting deep, and he's shaming me again. I'm divorcing you after this. I'm telling you.
No, it's okay.
But you know what I'm
Here's the
saying?
thing. Here's the thing. Yes, I think that is. I think that a lot of people who have grown up in the church can relate to that. I really do.
Hmm.
I also think that let's don't forget to talk about the solution to that
Connection.
connection, vulnerability, loving people as they are. I think our last topic was how to be a better friend. How to be a better friend. Um, and we talked about this today, me and Sharon, about how uh, a great friend is that person that when you tell them about what you're struggling with, says, "Wow, that must be really tough. How can I help you?" Or "I love you. Um, what can I do?" You know, I don't really understand what you're going through, but I want you to know I'm here and I will sit in this with you and I will walk with you hand in hand through this instead of responding with, well, I'll pray for you, sister. Or,
I don't need you to
oh,
pray for me, honey, because I promise you, I've been praying for me for a long time. I don't need that. I just need you to sit with me.
right.
I just need you to say, you know what, I may not have done exactly what you've done, but I've done this, or I'll listen to you. I'll sit with you in this and not judge you for it. And you can tell me everything
And
about it, and I won't say,
yeah, and I don't think that means that I'm not asking people to condone bad behavior. I mean, I'm not asking that when I was doing drugs that somebody sit beside me and say, "All right, sweetheart, I'll let you keep doing that." And, I'm just going to sit here and be here for you if you ever need me. If you need money, if you need, that's not what I'm suggesting. What I'm suggesting is that unconditional love, just like Jesus, that says, no matter where you are, I love you and I'm going to love you out of this. Not shame you to a place where you feel like you want to leave my presence, but love you while you're in it until you can find your way out. Does that make sense?
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Christina, my friend.
Christina's your friend.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Christina. I knew that name from somewhere. Yeah, and that's the thing. Hey, Christina, I just, if you haven't watched my video, the thing that I think has damaged me the most, that the one pivotal moment in my life that would have made such a huge difference is if somebody that saw me where I was could have said, you know what, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, and I I cannot leave you here in this place because I know you're better than this. I know you belong somewhere else. And if somebody had just taken the time instead of doing what they did and just loved me right where I was, sat in the parking lot with me, put on a bikini with me, and just said, I love you, anything would have been better than just riding by and acting like they didn't, that I was so bad. I think that I just wanted somebody to sit down with me and love on me in
Yeah.
that very parking lot and
If
be
you're still with
embarrassed
us,
with me that I was even in that parking lot, but love me in that moment.
yeah.
Even
If
if you
you're
had to call me Star, I don't care, but I love you, Star.
if you're still with us,
What are
tell us.
you doing, Norm? He is like he's signaling to me, Sarah.
I'm
He's
sorry.
like he's like 10, 9, 8, 7. Like I'm on a time schedule. I'm gonna so divorce you after this.
You're not. Uh,
But
yeah, real
maybe we
quick as we wrap up, tell us in the comments what you think makes a great friend. Because we want to be great friends with you guys. So if you could take a second, if you're still with us, and tell us in the comments what you think makes a great friend, we'll close out with that. Anybody? Anybody? Sharon, what do you think makes a great friend?
a great friend is someone I can literally call or text and say, I want to put my children in a dungeon right now and lock the door. And they'll say, I Me too. Me too, girl. Where's the dungeon? I'm bringing my kids. I want somebody that just can get in the middle of all my chaos and my mess and say, "Me too. You're not alone. You know, we're in this together." And I think in this quarantine right now that we need that more than anything. Like I am going to get emotional because this is hard. It's hard, guys, not knowing when this is going to end and not knowing like if our stocks are going to plummet, not knowing if we're going to, if my husband's going to lose a job, if you're, or if we're going to get sick. I smoke, okay? And I know that's a bad habit, but the fear of getting this disease with smoking, God, I'm scared to death. But I just want somebody to say, I love you despite all your flaws. I love you. I love you. Even if you smoke a cigarette, I love you. I just love you. I love you. And that I think is the most important.
Right.
Than anyone.
Mindy said no judgment and loves me and my flaws. I totally agree, Mindy. I think that is such a good quality and a great friend. I wrote in my blog about somebody who would just sit in the floor with me, in the kitchen floor with me, and eat ice cream while I cry about the fact that I feel like I'm a failure as a mom. And I know that's kind of just a picture of something that I have in my head, but I think what that describes is a person that's not judging me in the moment, that's like, hey, I'm sitting here with you and I'm going to hold your hand while you cry and we're going to eat some ice cream and get fat and whatever.
Fat and sassy. Fat and sassy.
Absolutely. And I totally agree. I think that's like crazy important because people who think that they're above you tend to make you hide in your shame instead of be real with people. And vulnerability and realness, like, is super important to me and a friend. Like, I don't want you to pretend to be something that you're not, because that in the end will end up hurting somebody. So that's super important to me. So if you watch this after we've gone live and you haven't been with us tonight, but you watch it later, please comment and let us know some of the answers, what you think makes a good friend, what you're struggling with during the coronavirus, anxiety.
Feedback, girls.
Feedback. Go ahead and let us know. If there's a topic you'd love for us to talk about, mental health or suicide, divorce, or, whatever it is. Let us know those things because we want to be here with you. We want to be willing to talk about the hard stuff. We don't want to be afraid of that. And we want to encourage others to do the same. So we really appreciate you joining us tonight.
Yes.
Thank you all for being
subscribe.
Yep,
We need you to subscribe and share. There are women. There are women out there right now that. And I was telling Sarah this, we have a husband, we have children, and I complain about it, and I probably shouldn't, but there are women out there right now that are single, that are fighting this alone. They're lonely, and they need to have. They're sitting there alone in their house, thinking with all these thoughts all day long. And we need to check on our friends, guys. We need to check on our single friends. We need to check on our married friends. We need to check on all of our friends that are dealing, especially with depression and anxiety. I'm telling you guys, there are dark places that you do not want to have your friend go. I've been there. We need to check on each other, love each other in this time. And subscribe, guys. We need your support. We need your support. We need you.
Yes,
we need you, and we need you to share this message because there is hope in life after these kinds of things, and if you watch my story, and Sarah, I'm sure at some point will share her story, there are points after our story that you will find that there is strength and power in sharing those things. We want you to share, and we really want you to go into the next week feeling shamelessly sassy and all that you do, shamelessly sassy.
Thank you so much for being here tonight, and we will see you again next Wednesday.
All right, 8 o'clock next Wednesday, right here. All right, love you.
Thanks, guys. Bye.